I just can't get you out of my head, girl.
I love Tim Hortons. I love Tim Hortons. And today, you guys, I went to Timmy's and they gave me a coupon. I've never received this thing before. It's a free donut coupon. A free freaking donut. Yes, living for free donuts. What is this? What's going on? Does anyone else have like these obnoxious baby hairs that just never grow out and they're just always like bam? Okay, so since you guys feed off of my story times, you guys are like story time vampires. That's all you drink, that's all you eat, that's all you guys do overall. Every time I ask for video ideas, it's just, Milana, like, why do you even ask us? Obviously we want a story time, get your shit together, and I'm like, okay, story time it is. This happened when I was a teenager, and I can freely say that now that I'm an adult. I'm 20 years old, so I'm no longer a teenager. Life is just flying by, you guys. I'm having a little midlife crisis. Let's just not talk about that. But when I was in high school, I was a little like, I was kind of a rebel because I loved that thrill, and that thrill got me into a lot of trouble. And I remember this one time I stole my mom's car. My mindset was just so crazy, and now that I think about it, I'm like, wow, like I was messed up. I just love having that thrill of doing something that you're not supposed to do, and I just fed off of that, and it was just, I don't know, don't ask. Anyway, this happened during summertime. Back in the day, I didn't have my driver's license. None of our friends had licenses. We weren't old enough yet. Some people did get it early, but that's only because they had an early birthday or whatever. It was just a very boring summer. Without a car, it's like, it's just horrible. And my parents, they didn't let me go out during like nighttime. They would let me like stay out till like maybe 10 o'clock. I always had a curfew, so I feel like setting up that curfew just kind of, it was just asking for me to be a rebel, and it was just asking me to do something stupid. I hated having rules, and typical teenager, whatever. So one night I was texting my best friend at that time. He was a guy, and we were just really close friends. Our family knew each other. Like, it was just one of those friendships. We were both so sassy, and we were both so like rebellious. And he was at work, he was going home, and he's like, so what's up? Like, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, I'm just staying home as usual, nothing to do in this area, no car, my parents not letting me go out, like nothing really. Why do you even ask? And I realized that my brothers at that time were not home. They went out because it was a Friday night, and they're like much older than me. Because my brothers weren't home, I felt like it was very easy to sneak out of my house. People from our grade, this guy was throwing a party, and I'm like, hey, let's be these cool kids who like drive in a car because no one else drives, and just like swerve in and just like be all cool. And he's like, how are you gonna do that? You're not allowed to go out. And I'm like, boo-boo, I got you. So I told my friend, I'm like, hey, okay, let's just sneak out the car, I'll pick you up, and we'll go to this party. So he's like, you know what, I'm down. So at this time, I'm just like so excited, and when I went downstairs, I made a lot of sound because I made it seem like I'm getting a water bottle from the garage. That's where we kept our water bottles, and I went back upstairs with the keys in my hands. So at this point, I'm like, okay, game plan, Milana, let's think. Like, I had hardwood floors at my old house, and they made so much sound, and my room was the furthest away from the stairs. If you're planning to sneak out of your house, you should always think ahead of time. That day, I decided to wear pajamas on top of my actual outfit that I was wearing, because God forbid if one of my parents gets up, like my mom or my dad gets up, and they open up the door, I had to be dressed in PJs just so they don't ask me any like questions. So I put on my pajamas on top of my outfit, and I started to sneak out of my room. First thing that I did, which was the toughest thing, is opening up a very squeaky door. I'm like, like that was my door, literally. So that took me like about 10 minutes. Then I slowly started to like try to figure out which part of the wood floor makes a squeaky noise and which doesn't. And at this point, I feel like I'm in a movie and I'm a spy, and I had to get out of there before the bomb erupts. Slowly made my way to the front of the house to get my shoes. I picked them up, and then I made my way to the kitchen, and I exited out of my patio door. Once I had my shoes on, I ran to the car, I opened it, and I drove off. My heart, you guys, was racing so fast, and I was feeding off of that thrill. I was just so like excited, and I was just like, yes, I'm a badass, I stole my mom's car. Keep in mind, I don't have my license, so if I were to get pulled over, my mom's insurance would like fly up the sky. I would get like a ticket, I would probably get arrested. Like, I don't know what would have happened, but just thinking back on it, that was just the stupidest thing that I could possibly do. So anyway, I drove over to my friend's house, I picked him up, we were driving to that guy's party. So we're driving and he's like, oh my god, I can't believe you did this. I'm like, I know, boo-boo, like, I know. So we were so excited, we're gonna be those cool kids in a car, her mom's car, and as we drove into his area, the party got shut down. So we're like, oh, like, did we really go, like, did I really go out of my way for a shutdown party? Like, no, honey, we have to figure out what we're gonna do, because it took me a lot of nerves, a lot of pain, a lot of sneaking out to do to get this car, so it's not done, it's not over yet. But like, you know what, like, the only thing that's open right now is McDonald's, so let's just go to McDonald's. So as we're driving to McDonald's, my mother calls me. You have like a car that has a Bluetooth connected to your phone, and you have music playing, and then it makes that pause. The moment that pause happened, my heart dropped through the car floor. Like, it literally dropped, and I was like, oh my god, you know what? I pick up the phone and she got so mad. She's like, I went outside, my car is gone, I thought one of your brothers took it, I called them, they said they never did. Then I ran upstairs to your room, you're gone, where are you? And she started yelling at me, and I'm like, mother, I went to get some food. And she's like, get your ass back here. If you don't get here in like less than 5 minutes, I'm calling the cops on you. And she was dead serious. She would call the cops on me, and she would say my own daughter stole my car from me, and that would have been just so embarrassing. If she were to call the cops, she would probably regret it afterwards, but she would still do it. Like, she was not around at all. She was like, I'm calling the cops on your ass. And I was just like to my friend, okay, we have to go now, no McDonald's. And I dropped him off, and when I dropped him off, he looks at me and he's like, good luck. And I was like, I drove home, she grabbed the keys, she didn't say a word to me, which makes it like 10 times worse. And that night I was just sitting on my bed and I was just reflecting on my life. It was so stupid. Like, I went out of my way to just look cool. And I still can't believe that I did that. I was a troubled teenager. It's not like I did a lot of stupid stuff, but sometimes out of the blue moon I would do crazy stuff, and I feel bad for my parents that they had to deal with that. So that was my story of that day I stole my mom's car. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's story time. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video.